I came home from church one day and I was undressing to put on my Sunday clothes, and I found this lump. We had a needle biopsy done, and within 2 days, I knew I had cancer.
And you heard a little of Tammy Thompson's story at the beginning of our show. Now, she owes her life to early cancer detection. Now, Tammy joins me now, and Tammy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome to our show, and thanks for taking the time to share your story with us. So what happened? Tell us all about it. How did you discover that you had this cancer?
Well, one day on a Sunday, I came home from church with my family.
Yeah.
And I went upstairs to get into my play clothes. And as I was taking my dress off, I noticed there was this bump that was protruding. And I felt it like this a little bit. It was like almost like a golf ball. It was very unnatural. It didn't belong there, and it was just there suddenly.
On the right side of your breast?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my husband came over and checked too, and we both agreed that it wasn't normal.
Did it hurt?
It did. It was sensitive. It's hard to describe. It just was so foreign.
It was just, it wasn't, you knew that it wasn't there before. And is that the first time you recognized it?
Yes.
And so never, and all of a sudden.
It was like out of just very sudden.
Did you examine yourself regularly before that time, or did you get an mammogram? You always did. And you never found anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
And then go ahead. I'm sorry, you said after that, what happened?
Yeah, and well, I would like to add to that.
Sure.
I just think that is imperative. In fact, in my case, it saved my life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it really did.
And so many people who are watching, I think, will have to really understand that. I had two members of my family, the same thing. It wasn't with the mammogram, it was with their examination that they found it. Mm-hmm. So then what happened? You guys knew it was abnormal and you went to see the doctor, or?
I did. I called my doctor's office the very next day, and he got me right in. And I saw him that afternoon, and then he had me already scheduled before I left his office to go see another doctor who was ultimately my surgeon, Dr. Eric Brown.
Yeah.
So.
And what did they do to find out what's going on? Maybe you can go through the process, because a lot of people don't know what you have to go through to get a diagnosis. Did you get a biopsy, or?
Well, my first doctor, Brian Torok, did an exam on me and, had validated that the bump wasn't normal. And so then when I went to Eric's, or Dr. Brown, and I call them by their first name because they're like my family.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to Dr. Brown's, and he did a needle biopsy that day. And within this same week, I knew he called me and he told me. And I was with my kids at the time driving home from work. We were all in home care, and my kids were PTAs out in the field, and I was a director for a home care company. And we were all kind of waiting. And so my kids were there, and I don't think there's any irony in that.
Yeah. And what did it make you feel when the first time you heard what the diagnosis was?
It's devastating. It's absolutely, I can't even begin to describe it to you, because everything in your world changes like that.
Stops almost.
It just does. It's so surreal. I didn't believe it until it all really started to happen, which was super fast, because my doctors just saved my life.
Yeah, and when people were watching who've never gone through anything devastating like this, is that, Dr. Brown, and this is why I practice medicine, because you want to be there when, patients' lives and their world stops, to be able to make an impact on their lives. It's amazing, and I know Dr. Brown is amazing, and we'll talk to him later, but you got the diagnosis, you're devastated, but then what did you do? You said you're going to fight this and beat it?
Well, like I said, I was with my kids in the car, and we started to talk about it. And of course, your initial reaction's fear.
Of course.
Your initial reaction is, I'm going to die. And I didn't say that out loud because my kids were there.
But you thought it.
Of course I thought it, and they knew it. They could see it on their mama. And so my son was driving, and they weren't little kids. My son was 18 and my daughter was 20. And we cried. We felt it, and we cried, and we were scared. And then by the time we got home, my son was all revved up, and he said, "We got to get our boots on, Mom. We've got to fight this." And that's what we did. We
got a good
just,
son.
you know, we fought together. And they didn't leave my side. When I started to lose my hair, my son shaved his head.
Oh,
He held my hand through the whole thing.
oh, that's awesome. You've got good kids. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Partha Nandi, and if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.